Hello, this is Jared James Pedersen, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Positive Inspirational News Network. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to watch this entire show. You're going to hear a lot of really good news, a lot of positive inspiration, and a lot more exciting things to come. So, of course, today is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone out there. That's why I have the green tie on today, specifically courtesy of Michael Grady, who was so gracious enough to allow me to wear this fantastic tie of his. So I feel great and happy to share the occasion with you as well. So a little bit before we get into any additional positive news stories, I just wanted to say a little bit about some of the St. Patrick's Day fun facts that I was able to find that I thought were a little interesting. So I wanted to share those with you. So actually, St. Patrick's Day obviously is named after the patron saint Patrick of Ireland, who is believed to have died on March 17th, 461 AD, which is why we celebrate St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. So isn't it interesting that through his death, we now have a huge holiday celebrated around the world for people to celebrate and feel good and connect with other people. So pretty interesting how everything works. Another interesting thing that I noticed is they said that the original St. Patrick's Day color is actually blue. It became green. Green became associated with St. Patrick's Day in the 19th century. And it says that the green in Irish legends was worn by fairies and immortals, and also people wore green to encourage their crops to grow. So fascinating how wearing a specific color would allow a person, a farmer for example, to have an influence on their crops just by the color that they're wearing. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And there's a lot more cool St. Patrick's Day fun facts in the resources section that you can click and read more about if you would like. But now what I want to do is I want to announce the winner. Last week on the Positive Inspirational News Show, we had a contest, and all you had to do was post a comment in the right below here. Post a comment sharing some positive inspirational news with us. And so the winner of the 2 audio programs from Ned Craft on basically how to live a great life and how to become more effective with your time and your hours in the day. But the winner is, drum roll please, Penny Rusco. So congratulations, Penny, for winning this. The story that she shared was about a 9-month-old sick baby who wasn't taking to formulas very well. So what they had is 4 different strangers came together and started donating breast milk for this 9-month-old child, and the child began to improve and get healthier. So it was just a beautiful example of people coming together, community coming together to support one another in a non-selfish way. So that story, congratulations again, Penny, for sharing that with us. Thank you very much. And what you can do is send me an email, mrjaredjames@gmail.com, and send me your address and information so that I will be able to send those 2 audio programs directly to you. So again, thank you very much for that. And everyone else out there, thank you who participated. Thank you very much for sharing your positive news, your positive energy. I definitely appreciate it. And stay tuned because we will be having more giveaways, more contests, more prizes throughout the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned for what we'll be giving away next. So the first news story that we have is something that's actually pretty cool. So it says 2 billion more get safe water to drink. So apparently the United Nations and UNICEF and some other organizations have a goal to have half as many people have access, or I forget how many people did not actually have access to clean water, but whatever that number was, 2 billion less now don't have access to clean water. So basically 2 billion more people now have the ability and the freedom to have clean, healthy drinking water. So it's a nice step in the right direction. Of course, it still seems silly that anyone wouldn't have clean drinking water, but what we're doing is we're moving in the direction of creating the resources for people around the world to be able to live healthy, happy, and empowered life. So this is definitely one step in the right direction. And what we can do next is continue to hear about positive news, continue to look for positive news, and continue to share positive news with others, so that way we can help inspire other people to take action in their own lives, to empower their own lives, and live the way we all truly want to. Free, happy, healthy, prosperous, of course. So I love to highlight this just because it shows you that, and some of the stories that I'm going to be sharing with you in a couple minutes here will add to this, but what's happening on this planet is not what we're being shown through the mainstream media. And there are a lot of indicators and signs to show that what we are doing is moving into a great time of abundance. And I'm going to be sharing more specifics about that with you and more resources you'll see when you look right below this video on this post. But we are living in very, very exciting times, and everything that technology is allowing us to do is really speeding up the process. So these are wonderfully exciting times. If you ever feel bad or feel depressed about where we're going as a species or as a planet, you need to change what you're looking at. You need to change where you're getting your information from, and you need to start looking for the things that are happening on this planet that can give people like you and me huge hope, huge confidence to know that we are moving in the right direction in so many different ways. So I would encourage you to take a look at the resources and other things in this video that I will be sharing with you. I think you'll really enjoy learning more about. So the next cool story we have, and this is kind of a confirmation for what we were just talking about. So it says half of Germany's renewable energy is owned by citizens, not utility companies. So what this was saying is actually 20% of electricity in Germany comes from renewable sources, and 51% of all wind and solar energy is owned by individual citizens or farmers. So, and what they said is that's $100 billion worth of private investment in clean energy. So this is a huge indicator that people and individual citizens can have the power to control the energy in their area, the resources in their area. It's obviously already happening around the world, so there's nothing stopping us from being able to do something similar. The only thing that may stop us would be our thoughts and our beliefs, which is fantastic because that's the one thing that we have the power to change and choose. So I'd encourage you, based on last week's question, how can I believe in myself just a little bit more today? Ask that question again today. How can you believe in yourself just a little bit more today? Perhaps it's hearing about people in Germany who have, a big percentage in the renewable energy. Perhaps that can allow you to say, wow, if they can do it, I can do it too. And begin, doing some more research, doing some more homework, getting together with people, masterminding, getting some ideas together on paper.
It's 1 o'clock.
Confirmation. So the bottom line is there's a lot of really, really awesome things that are going on that you can learn about, that you can be inspired by, that you can begin to take your power back in your own life and create the life you truly desire. You have that ability. All right, so the next part that I want to share with you is a fantastic person who I actually just got to see one of his TED Talks. I'm not sure if you're familiar with TED Talks, but it's a organization that brings people together that are doing wonderful work on the planet, and they basically get to speak in front of the group for 15 to 20 minutes about what their project is, as well as how people can get involved and what's possible. So the one that I saw today was by Peter Diamandis. I may be saying that incorrectly, but it was about abundance is our future, which is exactly what I was referring to a little bit earlier with the water project. And what this guy is doing is very exciting. He also has a new book out, which you'll be able to see the link to order it through Amazon if you so desire. He also has the full TED Talk that I saw, which I got some of this material from. You'll be able to see that in the resources below. I would highly encourage you to watch that video, watch that talk, because he covers a lot of really great information. I would also recommend you read his book because there is a lot more powerful information in that book that will inspire you and allow us to really see what the abundance is that we're here to create. So one of the things that he mentioned, and specifically with the different media channels that are out there, he says that because as a species, survival is our number one priority, he said all of the data that we get goes to our amygdala, and that's basically the early warning or the danger part of the brain. So all of this negative news that we're getting and being bombarded with on a daily basis through television or different websites and just different places, our brain is keeping that information because survival is our number one priority. So when we're constantly looking at information that has to do with survival or people not surviving or terror or fear or worry or whatever it may be, our brain has to filter that information, and it gets there first, because if our survival is at stake, then we're going to do everything we can to keep surviving. That's how we've been here, however long we've been here. So with that being said, it's very important, and the mainstream media, of course, knows this, the power of the information that they're putting out. So what you need to do, and what we as individuals have the ability to do, is get clear on what we really want to be focused on, what we really want to be learning about, what we really want to be exposed to. And so with the power of the internet and the power of this new media channels, you are able to choose what you want to watch. You get to search and find anything you want, pretty much, on the internet, and be able to see a video on it, read a blog post about it, whatever it may be. There's someone out there talking about it, and that provides a huge opportunity for individuals like you and me to choose the type of information that we would want to see. And again, I've mentioned this a few times, but what we're going to be seeing in the future is television and internet merging, in my opinion, so that what we're going to be able to do is have individuals be able to literally program their own television networks. They'll be able to choose, if this is my sports channel, then this is the stuff I want to see, this is the stuff I want to watch, and literally program their entire news or news and television programming. They'll be able to have the power to do it themselves, utilizing what's on the internet as well as television and what these other networks are putting out. So it's going to be the power of the people, and it's very exciting to imagine those possibilities, knowing that you have the power to choose anything you want and you can get it. So it's really, really exciting things are happening. Yeah, and another interesting piece that this guy Peter was talking about in his Abundance is Our Future TED Talk, what he actually said is the cost of solar actually dropped about 50%, and he gave an example of that specifically with the cost of solar energy versus diesel fuel or diesel electricity in India. It was a 50% drop in solar. So what that means is there's going to be a huge explosion or huge boom of these alternative energy sources as the price continues to drop, as technology begins to be connected and new creative people start working together on new ways to get this out there, to get this created. We're going to see huge shifts in the way that energy is being developed and released. So you're definitely going to want to look more into that and see how potentially you could have a huge prosperity opportunity in that arena. There's so much abundance that can be given from any individual topic. So whatever resonates most with you, whatever topic or whatever idea that or thought that is inspired when you're watching this, remember to write those ideas down and take inspired action to do a little bit of research and find out what that word means, or look up this or something that means. But just take one more action step, because when you do, you're going to be working towards a good result. And as long as you're happy and feeling good and you're passionate about what you're doing, no matter what it is, you're going to be able to experience wonderful joys, wonderful victories, and it's going to happen on a daily basis because you can set up the rules so that you win. So a very, very interesting thing to consider. And a couple other things that this guy Peter was talking to in his abundance talk, and this is why I really encourage you to watch the full talk, because a lot of this information is fantastic, and you'll have additional resources that he'll mention and more information than I can cover in just this show. However, one of the cool things that relates back to the water that we were referring to earlier is this slingshot water purifier that this guy created. And actually the same guy who created these created the Segway. So those things, those motorized devices that you can basically use to transport between places and different stuff like that. So this guy basically created this, it's called the slingshot water purifier, which is about the size of a pretty big dorm room refrigerator, but it's not that big. But basically what it does is it creates up to 1,000 liters of clean, drinkable water from any source, even if it's salt water. So what that means is put these in any places that don't already have water, and you can instantly, even if it's salt water, if it's dirty water, whatever it is, this slingshot water purification system allows that water to be clean and drinkable up to 1,000 liters. So you can imagine the positive impact that can have. And in the TED Talk of where I just heard about this, they actually say that there's going to be a company that's going to be releasing those in a smaller testing phase, and assuming everything goes well, which is what they're projecting, then they will be able to be distributed throughout the entire world. So this is very, very exciting, the possibilities that are presenting themselves. And this is just some of the things that's happening after a couple minutes of researching into good, positive news, what's going on in the world that's good. You can find some really exciting and wonderful things that are happening that people like this guy are doing to create a much better world. So also I would encourage you, just as a resource, to go to look as many TED Talks as you can. The website will be right here. I think it's TED Talks, but it could be something else. But you can see the resources right below here for all of the different TED Talks, and about the one specifically that I was watching before to get these news pieces. And actually, one more thing that I want to talk about as far as that specific TED Talk is concerned is there's a new challenge that the company Qualcomm actually puts out, for basically getting small teams together to create this revolutionary product, and the winner obviously gets a prize. But this challenge, what this one is to create a mobile app whereby a person can either put their fingerprint on it, they can do a blood test on it. He said they can even cough on it because it's going to have artificial intelligence, and this is some of the technology that's being created. But it will be able to, the goal of this challenge is to create a mobile app that will be able to diagnose anyone better than a team of doctors. So this is a very interesting challenge, and the beautiful point that Peter mentioned in his TED Talk was, imagine an app like this and phones like this being given to places that don't even have doctors. But imagine they can have this app to diagnose the different illnesses that's going on there. And so once that's there, then the way to treat it will be, based on whatever the people in the society in the area do in order to make that person better. But being able to diagnose it through a mobile phone app more accurately than if a doctor or a team of doctors was there, I think that's a very, very powerful concept and idea. So this is actually in the process of happening right now, as far as I know, where basically people are going to be creating this mobile app. So that really opens up a whole new realm of what's possible just with cell phones and mobile phones and tablets and computers. It's really, really eye-opening to think about this possibility. Like, someone can cough on a phone and it can tell you, what your illness or disease might be. That's pretty remarkable. And they were saying actually that by the end of 2013, there's going to be 70% of people in the developing countries are going to have access to cell phones and the internet. So this is going to be a huge thing. And he mentioned that within the next 10 years, there's going to be 3 billion more people, newer people that are on the internet that have never been there before. So there's going to be an even greater boom in so many ways. He said those people represent about $10 trillion that can be going into the global marketplace that were not there before. So this is a huge, huge confirmation that we are going into abundant times. And more people like you and me are waking up to realize that what we do want to create is the positive, the good, the healthy, the easy, the simple, the natural ways of being, to create an abundance situation for every person on this planet, to have clean water, to have good food, to have shelter, to have medical care, or finding ways to become even more healthy. All of these things, virtually everyone wants. So what we're doing now is we're waking up and we're getting connected through the internet so that people can realize the power they have. They can realize the power of collaboration, and they can realize the power that we have to recreate a new reality. So that's exactly what we're doing, and that's why it's so exciting to be able to share these news stories with you so that you can take action in this and follow your passion, your dream, knowing that as you do that, more and more people are going to be inspired by your story, by anything and everything that you're doing. As long as you're passionate, enthusiastic, and you're really excited about what's happening in life, and you're looking at information like this and you're sharing information like this, you're able to really create a greater positive impact than you may have ever imagined. And this is just something that I'm beginning to experience with the people around me, that as I become more passionate and enthusiastic with what I'm doing, the more that they are interested in it and the more that they get involved in one way or another. And it's really just the magic of being the change that you want to see. And it's really about being the person that you want others to be. What kind of society do you want to live in? Be that for yourself. How can I get more healthy? Or how can I drink more water, more clean water? How can I have more clean water? How can I help other people have more clean water? Just asking yourself those types of questions will allow you to come up with the solutions. And then what you're able to do then is take inspired action that's completely in flow. It should be effortless to make a greater positive impact on other people. And as you continue to do that, the momentum cycle is going to be on your side. You're going to be able to have the thought, take the action, and then the action will get you some results, which will inspire more thoughts to say, oh my God, now I can do this, and now I can do that. Oh, what about that? And then you take more action, and it's a cycle. And before you know it, you're having an amazing time. You're meeting new people that are completely off the radar, and you know, wonderful things can happen because you just said, well, what if I did this? How can I help someone else today? And you decided to take action on that, and who knows what can happen. But these are some of the things that are possible. These are some of the things that are happening, and these are some of the things that I'm doing, some of the other people that I'm associated with are doing. And this is something that you have the power to do as well, is create a more positive, empowering, happy, healthy, whatever it is, a better society by you being the person that is first making those changes. So it's definitely a wonderful place to be, and it's very, very exciting. So this is exactly what I want to say. To wrap up this edition of the show, I want to say that you have the power to create the life of your dreams. Now, you, as an infinite being, the being that's observing this, you are more than who you think you are. You are more than your physical body. You're even more than your thoughts. You're more than anything that you can perceive. Who you are is an expression of the divinity. You are God incarnate. You are a microcosm of the macro intelligence. So what that means is you have the power to create within your reality through the macro greater consciousness. You have the power to channel that energy, to channel that thought, to channel all of that wonderful thing into this physical reality. And so you become what you think about, because when you think about something that you want, and you continue to think about it and you continue to feel good, you're allowing the energy of the universe and allowing the energy of who you are to begin to create that for you, because you're here as a creator to create an experience. So what you can do is create any type of experience you want. And you can do that with the power of your thoughts, the power of your emotions. It's very interesting. Another resource I might recommend is looking up Greg Braden. I'll put one of his videos in the resources below so that you can watch that. There's tons of great information there. So I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching this edition of the Positive Inspirational News Network. Again, you're going to want to watch this video at least 2 or 3 times to get all of the information that's shared here, to get more of the positive inspiration and energy shared with you so that you can begin taking that to the next level and begin inspiring other people. Again, if you just post a comment right below and let me know how you enjoyed this show, I would love to hear your comments, your feedbacks, your ideas, so we can continuously make this show even better to reach even more people. Also, you can share this video with your friends on Facebook, on Twitter, on the different social networks that you may be a part of. Feel free to share this video and help other people realize the power of what's going on this planet, the abundant times that we are moving towards and currently living in, if we allow ourselves to perceive it that way, and all the other wonderful things. I feel like this information is very important for more and more people to have access to. So it's your opportunity and my opportunity to share this information with them so that they can then have access to it, get inspired, and who knows where we go from there. So again, I want to thank you very much. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We're going to have even more positive inspirational news for you. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. And again, I want to thank the wonderful Penny Rusko for winning and participating in this past week's competition. Thank you again, Penny, very much. So we'll be sending your courses to you very soon. All you have to do is just send us an email. And for now, anyone watching, you can sign up and become a member at freedominformation.com, absolutely free. You'll get access to special information and the latest episodes first. So go ahead and sign up for free here at freedominformation.com, become a member, and I'll see you next time.